Hi, my name is Todd Adelman with the Woods Studio outside of Woodstock, New York, and we are here to discuss the Grace flagship M701, which is their new digital to analog and analog to digital converter. Right now I have it loaded with 32 channels of analog to digital and 32 channels of digital to analog. I've been running studios for the better part of the last 25 years. Our last place was the Mountain House, which was based in Nederland, Colorado, outside of Boulder. And now, as I mentioned, we're in Woodstock, New York. The facility is obviously different, but much of the gear is the same. And since I got into this business a while ago, I've always had the same view on conversion. I've been lucky enough to have a lot of analog gear. We've got a couple of tape machines, an mm1200, ATR 102. We've got two consoles, early 70s API 1604. This Trident 80 that's right behind me. I have a lot of outboard gear, a lot of vintage microphones, a lot of ribbon microphones. I have a lot of pieces of gear that have color, and I've never really looked for my converters to provide that. My objective with the converter is to go ahead and get my analog source into my digital domain with maximum resolution and as little coloration as possible. Like I say, I have so much of that already. So when it came time for our studio to think about upgrading our converters, we brought in about 5 or 6 of the leading top converter units in here, and we sat down and put them all through the paces. But one thing that all of the other converters had in common that the Grace did not is they definitely had a color to the audio that passed through them. Whereas the Grace was very, very transparent. I don't want top end harshness, I don't want low end loss, and I don't want cloudiness in my mid-range. And the Grace was able to do all of that. We did mixes, we recorded, we did tape transfers, we did a mix in the box to go ahead and try to give us, a feel for what each of these boxes had to offer. All of the converters that we demoed sounded really good. Some certainly sounded better than others, but over the last 25 years or so, the conversion has definitely gotten a lot better, and they almost all sound good, whereas before there was, crudeness to a lot of them. When we did this demonstration, the low end on the Grace design, the octaves were so clear and so deep and so low, as well as the top. And the top was extended, but not harsh, was not brittle at all. It was airy. And the detail between the low end and the high end in the mid-range is what I was really noticing. My previous converters were just much cloudier in there. So when I started mixing on the Grace M701, I was able to make more immediate choices without having to question, well, what am I really hearing? And they were more accurate when I took them to other listening sources. They translated exactly the way that I was hearing them in my control room, which is great. I don't know what else you would want from a converter. So that's basically the nutshell. Grace Designs has been around for a long time. Their customer service is exceptional. When I have a question, of which I've had a few, I got quick answers. Their warranty is great. It's a piece of gear that I know I'm gonna be able to have for many, many years to come. And if any issues do pop up, which I would imagine they probably will be minimal, I know that they're gonna be able to get solved. I'm gonna get my questions answered. That is absolutely not the case with all pro audio companies these days, as we all know. Some of them are great, but some of them are not. So yeah, I'm just thrilled to go ahead and have the M701, which is sitting down here in this rack. I will also mention that I have a fair amount of freelance engineers that come through this studio, many of which have worked here before I had these converters, and many of which in the last 3 months have been back. And almost all of them have unprompted mentioned how much they feel like the signal path has improved by this one piece of rack here. So thank you, Grace Designs, for designing another great piece of audio hardware and making our jobs easier and making the music sound better.